Alright, there's the finished product. So what you're looking at here is the heater hose T connector, is what it's referred to. Commonly breaks on these 2003 Ford Rangers. Mine was leaking from right there. That hose connects to the thermostat. Had a small leak. It was a dribble. When I went to touch it, the original piece completely just shattered. This part broke off. It broke off about right there. So all this was still connected, and this was connected here. Did some research, and I found that you have to buy this whole thing as one unit. It goes all the way back to the back of the motor. This hose comes up. Ford sells it as one unit for about $100. So I wasn't worried about the price for that. What I was more concerned about is the installation. The installation seemed a bit difficult. I'm not the greatest mechanic by no means, but I do a lot of work myself. So I went out to O'Reilly's and purchased this. Here's your heater hose T connector. Here's the number, the product number if you guys are interested. And I bought these clamps. Not the best clamps, made in China, but hey, they did the job. Saved myself a lot of money. Ford was asking about $800 to do the job. What I did is I eventually got through. I broke all these pieces off. Once I broke it apart. Sorry, I'm not just showing. I broke all these pieces off right there. I used a handsaw and some pliers, and I just kept brittling away at it, breaking it up until I got it free. Once I did that, I put the T connector on, put these clamps on the hoses, installed each end of the T connector, and slid them through, tightened them up, put some water at first, test run it, no drips, just filled it up with coolant, and it is sealed. You can see all this. That was from the coolant. I had a leak for about a week before I finally did the job. I was doing a little bit of research. But it's a fairly simple job, just time consuming. I did not remove anything to work on this. I probably should have, but I left it all as it is. I use this room here to get down in there. It's right there. You probably can't see that. And then I went underneath the vehicle to work on it. What I do recommend is you take off this tire, because you take off this tire here, you have all this room in there, which makes it a whole lot easier. I didn't do that, but probably should have. But for the most part, it still wasn't bad. It took me about a couple hours to do it. Most of it was just breaking off that plastic. This part was really brittle, but this part was still pretty strong. What I used a handsaw for was I would saw, because the original piece went over the hoses, whereas at this one the hose go over the T connector. So I handsawed to weaken it, and then I would use pliers and just break it up. It took a little bit, like I said, time consuming, more of it just trying to get in those small places, but did the job, worked out well. $12, man. The original piece was $100. The labor would have been ridiculous. To get it down to the shop was $800. Did it all for $12. Saved myself a lot of money. $18 being the coolant. So yeah, just want to give you guys a heads up, and you guys have broken T connectors. It could be done fairly simple. By no means am I some kind of mechanic, just someone who's determined and I guess a little cheap. But just heads up, anyone's out there looking to do the job. Alright, here's the pictures one more time. If you guys are interested, heater hose T connector. The size of the hoses are 3/4 by 3/4